Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's watching and listening right now. In the podcast, it is Sunday, February the 15th, 2026. I'm here to do another video regarding the Nancy Guthrie case. And I really don't even know anymore. With all the respect, I'm still praying that she's found safe, but I really don't know much of what to make after everything that has been happening. So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Before I continue, I want to say thank you to everybody who is listening and using Spotify right now to listen to JulissaDesigns podcast. Don't forget to follow me there. Every time I make a new episode, you will get a notification that it really helps me also as a creator. The same thing, thank you so much to everybody who has been watching and listening using YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And if you want to know more about me, you can just visit the main website, which I usually put it here, which is JulissaDesigns.com. But you guys, Guthrie has been amazing for a long time, I feel like now, especially for this case to be a kidnapping case. Over the weekend, Sunday, so yesterday and Friday night, I was watching a live from another YouTuber. He's very well known. They were camping out basically outside of Nancy's home with all the other press from all over the country, all over the world basically. They were just camping out outside her house, and suddenly there was some type of development happening around 11:30 p.m. I believe. I was watching it live, and you saw like there was like SWAT teams coming in and out, a lot of black SUVs, a lot of movement, I guess you can say. And I was like, okay, so it's going to happen today. They're going to go there. They're going to find her. Some type of neighbor was arrested. Something so developing is going to happen because of the movement, right? And people were like, we're going to stay here all night if that's what's needed. And then that came and went basically. And I noticed it was kind of, it was going to come to nothing because, like I said, I was watching this live. I think a couple of podcasters and YouTubers were streaming live over there. They stopped a policeman who was coming out, right? And, out of that interest to the neighborhood. And they were like, what's going on? We see so many cars moving. We see SWAT teams, all of that. And they're like, we don't know what's really happening. They were so clueless. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is another false alarm in this case. This is insane. So there's so many questions. It's gotten to the point that, we continue to pray for this 84-year-old woman safe return. That is the main point. But I don't know if we're so conditioned to movies, and when we see kidnapping, where it's basically, and it had happened in real life too. It's basically, this is, we have your whatever, right? Your friend, your family member, your loved one. We have her. This is what we're demanding. Then the negotiation begins. They usually have a negotiation person from the team who is just the person communicating, right, with these people. And they come up with the money, like Savannah said in one of the videos that she put out on Instagram. I don't know what day it was. And she said, we will pay, right? And then, the exchange happens and everybody, she gets returned safely. And then the last thing that we will probably see from the family will be like, at this time, we're asking for privacy in this matter, and we're just happy that mom is safely back to us, type of thing. And it hasn't happened. So many ransom notes that have been sent to TMC. I think by now it's already 3 of them. Local media has over there in Arizona have received ransom notes, and then they find a glove, right? And now they're saying they say that that the DNA retrieved from the glove appears to be the one worn by the armed suspect in that video, right? And it's like, so if it's matching the guy in the video, the DNA from the guy in the videos, they know more information, obviously, about who the man in the video was from the surveillance video. That's another thing that was released maybe about a week ago. So, okay, so they have all of that. So are we in the point where, they're trying to kind of like figure out why it's going to be said to the media before they even release it. Like, what is going on here? It's almost like it's almost like it's so on it's so similar to other kidnapping case. This case. Earlier this afternoon, they said this can drag on for a long time, right? They were actually telling people that are lingering around the house to go home, basically. You know, those podcaster YouTubers, you know, kind of like what I do. Well, these are the people that go in the area and kind of like do the live stream, and they were telling them just go home. You know, I'm sure the neighborhood is tired of it, but you have a kidnapping here happening. You came and asked for the help from everybody. 30,000 tips, that's a lot of information. And it's like, why hasn't been any proof of life yet? If you're saying this DNA is matching the arm suspect in the video camera, why this person has not been identified fully to the point that we can see their face without the mask, and you don't have any other information. There is no neighbors video cameras coming out. And you know, last week I was saying, you know, maybe they shouldn't be releasing all of this and making them angry because she hasn't been, you know, Nancy hasn't been uh, brought back to her house yet, to her loved one. So why all of this is being released now? So it's just all very strange, and I'm sure a lot of people uh, have similar thoughts about this when it comes to that. It's just so strange that it's been so long. I mean, it's February 15th. There is no proof of life. There is no message from her saying, why is this taking so long? Just do what they say. Um, you know, like anything. We need some type of proof of life. Is this even considering a kidnapping at this point? It's almost like, you know, it's even hard to describe. It's almost like as they dig deeper into this, something else is being discovered, unfortunately. But that's what it sounds like, because last night it looked like they, you know, like they found her in the basement or somewhere, right? The type of movement that was happening, or I think it was last night or the night before, that you would think, oh my goodness, this is going to be breaking news in like a millisecond, right? And then nothing happened. And it's like, what is going on? I cannot imagine like her daughters, you know, her children just hanging around trying to get any news. Like, normally a kidnapping, when people kidnap somebody, they don't want to linger with them. You know, they don't want to. They want to get what they want. Like if they're asking for money, and you know, I'm praying for her safe return. But I'm saying this doesn't seem like it's a normal kidnapping. Not because it's so publicized, nothing like that. We understand who her daughter is. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm saying normally it's like they want to get their money basically, and they want to go and do whatever it is that they're gonna do and release the person that's being kept hostage. So it's very unusual for this to have lingers for so long, right? Um, it's just, you know, it's very strange. So let me see any information I can give you now. Additional, a glove with DNA found near Nancy Guthrie's home has seemingly been tied to the suspect pictured in the surveillance video released to the press. The recovered glove appeared to match the gloves worn by the armed individual previously released by authorities. And they say the surveillance video refers to the footage of a masked and armed person appearing to tamper with the camera at Nancy's front door on the morning of her kidnapping, which the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department joint released on February the 10th. 5 days ago, they released that video footage. And, you know, you have people investigating where the backpack came from, where that jacket came from, and how can they not have? I mean, I wonder, like, normally, I don't know, like, this case is just normally in a kidnapping case, you can actually see the person who is doing the negotiation, who is communicating with the kidnappers. who is saying, we need proof of life. I'm going to talk to them. I was talking to them, for how long, how long it was. And this is what we came up with. This is going to be the plan. And then now they're demanding that they want to speak to Savannah, anything like that, right? That hasn't happened because I think by now we would have known. It's taking so long and it's just so strange, right? So that video camera was released like I said, 5 days ago. The glove, the FBI didn't open a match with the video suspect that was recovered in the field. They also mentioned that several gloves had been found during the investigation, and Shetan reports that a glove was recovered inside her house or property. Let me see what people are saying in the comments. Now the reward for her safe return is up to, or any information is up to, $100,000. And the phone number of the Pima County Sheriff Department is 520-351-4900. Let me see what people are saying because, right, somebody said, just my own immediate thought was how do they know the DNA matches that of the person on the porch unless they know who was and already had their DNA and numerous posts made about it. Sound like they haven't found the identity of the person. Let me see. Why are the searches throwing us? Okay. So they also mentioned that they found so many gloves, and some of them were from the people searching around the perimeters of her property. And they're saying you have people volunteering to help and search, and when they're done, they're dumping the gloves like all over the place. Like who does that, right? So that's what they were saying. Some of them were also from the searches, some of the gloves that were found. And somebody said, if this glove was near the home, why wasn't it found sooner? And people are the investigation team is completely being bashed. You can sense that if you follow this case and you go in some of the chat rooms and like and on Twitter and you go or even on YouTube comments, you can see how the frustration has grown. It's a very strange case, and we need to remember at the end of the day, she's still missing. And why is this? Why is this crawling? Why is this lingering this long? In the sense that if you're telling me this is a kidnapping, right? Who is communicating with these people? If they're sending out ransom notes, who are these people that have her? When was the last communication with them? Why hasn't been any communication, proof of life demanded before anything, right? It should have been. I'm sure these people know all of this, but it's just very strange that they haven't released that. They're scrolling. 5 days ago, the surveillance video came out, and now we're talking about a glove, right? And it's just one thing, like every 5 days, another major thing, right? It makes you wonder, like what's going on. And then somebody's demanding lie detector tests from the people that were around her, I guess. Some people say, do you think they're really doing everything they can? So yeah, like I told you guys, this is very interesting case. Sad though that we have a 84-year-old woman still missing. Like that's crazy. Like you have people that are able to send communication to TMC, and you're not, like, you would think they're like getting down to the IP address, whoever sent that, and getting surveillance video, even if they went to a public place to send that email. Why they're not pinpointing who sent that email to TMC, what computer? Like, oh yeah, we saw a suspicious person using the computer here, or a car parked here for a long time using our store internet, anything like that, to to find who are these people sending these notes? I know that there was a ransom note from a fake person, right? Somebody who was pretending to get themselves involved in this case, just pretending that they have her. And I don't know how people can do that, right? But that happened. That man already got arrested and got released. I'm sure he has a court date coming up soon. But other ransom notes they were demanding the money. That I think that's what Savannah came out and said we will pay. So why hasn't the whoever's why hasn't the IP address been tracked down and find out who sent that? Are these people so clever to the point that the IP address cannot be tracked yet? They show up to the house and they have to cover the camera like with grass from the bottom. Like they couldn't think that she was gonna have cameras. So it's just interesting. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to the channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Have a good day. God bless.